Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, hey folks, Sampler review series reviews I've been doing for the while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I just got through reviewing a milkshake. Now I'm gonna review some soup. Because I like my food in all ways to be in as liquid a form as possible. That's something that you know about me now. It's not true. I enjoy many textures and all the things, the sensations. But anyway, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Scold shirt. That's the guy. He's got a guitar. It's a cool shirt. If you are not familiar with Scold, it's the stage name of Mr. Tim Scold whenever he does his stuff with his band. He has like a bunch of different music projects that he's been involved with over the years, though. He's worked with a lot of big name artists. Extremely talented guy. Sort of industrial electronica stuff tends to be kind of his wheelhouse. Add in maybe a little bit of metal, you know, I almost consider it like industrial punk a little bit with some of the stuff that he does. And that's not accurate. Like, it's closer to like industrial metal, but like, especially I was fortunate enough I got to see him perform not too long ago. And just like the very sort of stripped down style of the show and everything like that, it gave off a little bit of a punk atmosphere. But again, I know it's closer to like more of an industrial metal type of thing, but I really fucking like this guy. And I actually had someone in the comments of one of the videos, because I took some videos, by the way, just in case you're interested. They're on this channel. And someone in the comments was like, what was up with the guy? And his mic fell over, and he went over there, he fucked up one of the guitar solos, and what the fuck? And it was just like, have you been to like 3 shows ever in your life? Like, shit happens. Like, a mic falling over is nothing. That's just a thing that happened. And it's like, you know, sometimes you're going to go over there and mess up a guitar solo a little bit. It's not like he completely botched it. I don't know, maybe he did, but it wasn't like Kerry King levels of fuck up. Ha ha ha, Kerry King. I mean, you know, Slayer's cool and everything, but come on, Kerry King's a little bit of a dickhead. Anyway, what am I trying for y'all today, folks? Well, like I said, it's a soup. But where is it from? What are we doing? I'm going to take off the sticker because they put a sticker on it. It's boom! It's from Potbelly. This is their chicken pot pie soup, which, because people have asked me to go over there and give the pricing on stuff, I will give the pricing on the stuff. So I got this with the pot pie coating, which added a little bit to it. So it was $5.48 for the soup plus the topping. I think the topping was like an extra 79 cents or something. Now I'm going to say this right now. I mentioned this, I just got through reviewing their cold brew shake, which was a similar price to this. $5.29 for this. It's a little bit much. Now the thing with Potbelly, and I like Potbelly, I've reviewed a lot of Potbelly's items. They are a little bit more upscale of a sandwich shop. That's clearly what they're going for. And to be fair, their stuff generally does taste better than like just your basic bullshit stuff. So I'm 100% willing to give them a little leeway. But I do kind of feel like we're getting a little bit ridiculous with this stuff. And it's not just Potbelly, it's fucking every place. Even like places that are supposed to be cheap aren't cheap anymore. And, you know, this for me, this is like a $3.50 thing of soup. I mean, no, to be fair, maybe it's the most amazing soup ever. I'm just about to find out, but price line wise, man. All right, let's take the thing. Stay right there. They gave me a spoon and a straw, which, as my good friend Mark went over there and pointed out, because I brought this up the last time I reviewed their mac and cheese, and he's like, I think the straw is for like, you know, it's like a coffee stirrer type of thing, because I was baffled by why they would give me a tiny straw with a spoon. I still think it's an odd combination, but, you know, what the fuck ever. So, we'll try to, we'll get in there with the stuff. Because we got the pot pie topping, we might as well try to get it in there. Alright. Mixing it together. I mean, there's peas, there's carrots, there's corn. That's all good. That's all stuff that should be in a pot pie. And we'll try to get a thing for the thumbnail so that it looks nice and sexy. Sure. Let's try some soup. Well, that was tasty, and it does taste like chicken pot pie, minus the fact that I didn't get any chicken in that bite. So let's try to get, okay, there we go. Looks like we got a nice, decent-sized chunk of chicken. Okay. Obviously better with the chicken. It adds some texture and dimension to it all. That's not bad. I appreciate the fact that the chicken still has a nice chicken flavor to it. Like, it's, it's not getting lost. Like, it's, with all the other flavors going on and everything, when you get the chicken, you still know you're getting some chicken. Now, I will say this. One thing I think it does lose out on by being a soup versus just being a chicken pot pie is in a chicken pot pie, I think you can afford to have the chicken be a little bit more firm. And you obviously, you want it to be tender, but I like it when the chicken still has some form and some give back to it, so when you bite into it, you've got a little bit of resistance. With this, because the chicken is so tender from being in a soup, it almost melts in your mouth, which is, not a bad thing, not a great thing. It's just, for me personally, I would like it if the chicken itself, like I said, if it just had a little bit more structure, just so when I bite into it, I get that nice little oomph. But I mean, it's tasty. I'm enjoying it. The pot pie topping, it gives a little something extra to it, a little bit extra texture. The only thing is that, again, kind of like with the chicken, because it's in a soup setting, there's no, like crunchiness to it or anything. I would almost prefer, like, maybe some croutons or something. Just, so that, let them go in there, let them be a little bit soft, but still have that crunchiness. I think that would kind of work better as a texture. But I do think the pot pie topping, it gives it a little something more, a little extra dimension to it. The vegetables taste good. Again, they kind of run into the problem with the chicken where it's like, with the carrots and stuff, you're not getting, they're very tender, so, they're kind of, you're not getting that resistance when you bite into them. But I mean, really my biggest gripe, I think, is just the fact that, for the most part, it's a very singular texture experience. The corn gives you a little extra something, because, you bite into it, you get that nice little pop of the corn. The pot pie topping, it does help out a little bit. And like I said, I do like what it adds in terms of some of the flavor and everything. But and I will say, I feel like it could do with more chicken, especially when you're paying fucking $5.48. Like, if I'm doing that, pretty much every bite I put in there, I should be getting, a decent chunk of chicken. And I feel like that's not quite the case. Because when you get the chicken, that's when it really all comes together. That's really when it's at its tastiest. But all that said, folks, we're going to put you right here. Please don't fall over. Hooray. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Kinda and kinda. Taste-wise, I think it's good. I enjoyed it overall. But Priceline-wise, it's a bit much for just a little cup of soup, where it's like, again, I feel like, you know, it should probably be like maybe $3.50. And then on top of that, it's like, I feel like, you know, again, if you're going to charge that much, like, I really needed to be loaded up with chicken, which I wouldn't say was outright lacking, but for what you're paying, I don't feel like I got as much chicken as I maybe was properly due given the price. But strictly in terms of the flavor, it was good. It didn't blow me away. I feel like maybe there could have been a little bit more of the seasoning, maybe a little bit more pepper. There definitely was some pepper in there, but I think a little extra pepper just would have, you know, livened it up a little bit, given just a little bit something extra. But overall, the taste was good. It was definitely evocative of what it was trying to emulate. And yeah, I mean, it was decent enough. Would it be something I would go to as like a regular thing? Probably not. I'd probably get the mac and cheese if I was going to do a side, or maybe the chili. But it's nice having it as an option, and I could see every now and again grabbing it. By that same token, as for recommending it, I mean, it's not bad tasting. If you really want a chicken pot pie soup, sure, you know, I mean, it's not a bad side to have with a sandwich. Just that Priceline, man, that's just a little bit too much, I feel. But it was still good for what it was. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest, week, monumental rest, month, spend rest. Here, folks, you can go over there and have yourselves a truly chicken pot pie-tastic rest of your life. But like a proper chicken pot pie that's like homemade with the whole thing, and it's delicious and wonderful. That shit'll just make your week. You'll just be over there like days later, just, you know, in the middle of something, just get a random spark in your head, and you just be like, oh, that's right, I had that really good pot pie a few days ago. That's what I'm talking about. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I wish it was. It is not. It is, in fact, extremely frustrating and problematic sometimes, and it can be one of the most difficult things you could ever do sometimes. It's important when we run into those situations. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to do. If you're going to go over there and get yourself some soup that's costing you over $5, maybe just go to like a proper soup place. Get some ramen or something like that. Make it an event. I feel like soup, it's always like, you know, especially in Western cultures, we tend to treat it like, oh, it's just this afterthought. Some places give it to you for free. It's like, you know, soup is delicious, man. It's like one of the best things ever. Make it an event. Go to a proper soup place. Get yourself some wonderful soup. Maybe one day I'll do a review of some ramen. Like, I do have a ramen place that I particularly love. I just don't know the logistics of how I would make that review work properly. But anyway, or conversely, I don't know, man, if you don't like soup, you don't have to like soup. But I will say this, the worst person I've ever known in my entire life didn't like soup. I'm not saying that makes you the worst person. You're just not in very good company. Bye!